Are you tired of topical conversations and you want to dive deep in? This is Uncomfortable Conversations. Let's about us singing, being a singer. You know, any genre, we know this, it comes with certain aspects of being a singer. Your look, your presentation, everything has to be put together. So with being a singer, what has been the drawbacks, right? What has been the drawbacks of singing?
You mentioned drawbacks. Sometimes in anything you're a part of, it can become cliquish.
Yeah.
And certain people will try to hinder certain moves, certain things in a way to prevent you from getting maybe ahead or through certain doors. Outside of that, we've always strived to put forth our best effort to be in the position where God can do some great things with us, man. So outside of just people and the way the game go in regards to that, things have been okay.
I love it. So how has the temptation, Uncomfortable Conversations, how has the temptation with being a singer, how have you kept yourself holy? Because it doesn't matter whether you're R&B singer, gospel singer, preacher, females don't care.
Right.
Like I'm gonna get what I want.
Right.
I'm going after it.
Temptation, man, is everywhere. That's on your job, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's wherever you go. But definitely is a great deal of temptation, and even more so when you're in a position of leadership or in the forefront where you have many that are watching and that probably want that time and opportunity with you. That comes every day. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. But to be, transparent, we've had moments, man, but we've overcome.
Yeah.
We've overcome, man, by the grace and the favor of God. And so, you got some stuff you got to pray away, man.
Absolutely.
You got to pray away.
We say I got to pray away and I got to stay away.
Stay away, yeah, man. Yeah.
And it becomes difficult, especially, now let's look at this. It becomes difficult because especially when people get intoxicated about little certain nuances that comes along with being popular, right? Because we know, money comes with it, right? Yeah. And also the big head. What keeps you so humble? Now I don't want to hear, because I'm a preacher, because there's something. No, I want to hear the real. What keeps you humble? What keeps Maurice Yanecy, not Pastor Maurice Yanecy, not one accord Maurice Yanecy, but what keeps you humble?
Here's the truth, man. Anybody could do this. Anybody could be in the seat. It's not so much anything special about an individual that makes him. It's just, sometimes timing and who God chooses to use. But I realize that who I am, and you say don't get too spiritual, but I'm, it ends up falling into that lane anyway.
I love it.
I am who I am because of him, not myself. And I know without him, there's nothing I really can do. You have people out here that can out-sing me. You got people that out here that can out-preach me, that can out-do whatever I do. But while God chooses to give me the opportunity, I'm always grateful and gracious that he do. So that's what keeps me humble, man. I'm nothing without him. I need him to do what I do.
Absolutely. I tell people that all the time. Ask you this. Have you ever been shy before singing before people? I'm talking about before the Maurice Yanecy now. Were you ever shy?
No, because as long as I've known anything about doing anything, I've been doing it.
Really?
Yes. At the age of 5, man, I was standing before hundreds and almost thousands of people, singing at our church conference or convocation we would have years ago. My dad would put me out in front of, church, man, and youth days and things of that nature. And I can remember as far as back as probably at the age of 5, singing in front of them. And he's standing there with me, holding my hand, telling me you could do it. He's always been a great man, motivator for me. And he's always told me that I could. So with his approval, man, I knew I was
There's nothing that you couldn't do.
It was nothing I could do, man. I could do it. So that shyness, when it came to that, I was in the place I knew I belonged.
So at any moment while you were singing, young and old, after you have finished singing or finished preaching, be honest, did you ever say, I killed the house?
Man, you have the moments where you feel like you've done extremely well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you be like, man, we was on that night. Yeah, you look back on it, you say, man, we was in that house that night. You know what I'm saying? That's just the honest flesh.
And you know the crazy part about I can't stand when preachers, oh God bless the house. Come on, let's really break this thing down. Because the reason I got there, I was interviewing Bishop Rudolph McKissick.
Okay.
And I asked him a question. I said, at any time, do you feel, I asked the same question, do you feel as if after you've preached, you know you did a good job, I killed that, I did that. And he was saying that it has to be some type of showman. Family, I know that you're enjoying this video. I want to say thank you for watching this video, but if you can, ministry is free, but it's just expensive to get it out. I need you to connect with AOS Inspires. I need you to sow into our ministry. Listen, we're traveling all over the states. We're traveling all over the 757, bringing you quality videos each and every week. That's not cheap. And it takes resources. That's why I need your connection. If you want to sow through Cash App, it's AOS Inspires. If you want to sow through PayPal, it's AOS Inspires. I promise you, with your seed, it's going to help reach the masses and also reach somebody that's never heard about Jesus Christ or that's feeling down or feeling depressed. With your seed, you're going to help us reach that person so that we can lift him up and fulfill our mission. That's to empower the world to never give up. And I want to say thank you for sowing into good ground. AOS Inspires. In us, before we mount the pulpit, before we mount the stage to sing, it has to be something in us that's driving us to do what we do, right? So it's something in us that makes us want to perform. You know, because before you preach, if you really think about it, I understand. Kill all the spiritual side. I know it's not a performance. Right. But at the end of the day, it is a performance because it's about your presentation.
Absolutely.
There are some preachers that have great substance, but don't have the presentation.
Right.
Hence why they don't get called some churches to come and preach. But if you have the substance and the presentation, your phone will ring off the hook.
Absolutely.
So along this journey, what have you learned about singing, about preaching, of something that you don't do anymore? What's something that you learned? Like I'm not doing this anymore because I'm not gonna perform well. Whether it's study, whether it's practice, whether it's looking the part.
Yeah, last minute studying, brother. Oh my God, or not studying or preparing enough.
Thinking that you're going to kill the house anyway from an old sermon.
Thinking that you can do it. Or you preached an old sermon, so you like, I got it. You may skim it, and you just like, we're going to roll on and let it be what it be. But not really taking the necessary time, man, to really prepare has hurt me in some areas, in some places. The people may not have known, but I knew, like, man, I was supposed to go here and should have done something different here and just didn't, because I just thought I had it. You can never be too confident, man. Overconfidence will kill you every time. And so I've had moments where I felt like I was ready, but I really wasn't. And so it definitely humbled me.
I love it. Is it different from being an associate minister to now being the set man of your own house?
One of the biggest things, man, is you have to do it now. You know, when you're an associate, you're there to assist. You're there when you're called on. Sometimes, you have moments where you just don't feel like it, and if you don't, you don't. But you're in a place now where, you're driving, and the flow of service, the flow of the vehicle, where things are going, rest on your shoulders. So it's definitely a different seat, man. And so it's one man.
How is it different from you preparing?
Again, being an associate, you may preach different places. So I didn't have to study weekly for a sermon. You study weekly for devotion. And some people say, well, I don't study for sermons. I end up getting my sermons out of my devotion. But truthfully, we do study for sermons.
Absolutely, got to.
But at the end of the day, you can take one sermon and go various places and share it often, because where you're going, these people may not have heard before. But when you're here week after week, it's constant having to lay before God and really give a relevant word for where He have you and the church in that season.
I really want to nip this in the bud. Now, I stay in my financial lane. However, I love nice things. Why is it that, as a preacher, people respect you more when you have name brands, when you have money, or you appear to have money? Why is it that people respect you more?
Well, I think or I believe that people always are inspired by who they want to become, what they see.
Yeah.
You can have the most anointed person that look like he just came off the street that may be overlooked.
Right.
And you can have a person that's less anointed, but have everything, and that's what people will flock to.
Yeah.
And it's simply because of what they see.
Right.
They are caught up in this, I don't want to say illusion, because if they got it, they got it, but they're caught up in this fantasy world of believing that that's what it takes to be something or to have something.
Right.
But in actuality, man, if you don't have what really matters, all of what you're seeing
means nothing.
Means nothing.
And the reason I brought that up is because there was a conversation. I had a conversation with a senior pastor, and he was driving a regular car. And he said that, Doc, I had to get an S550 or whatever he got. He said, I had to get that car.
Right.
For what reason? I understand. People that's looking at it from the outside in will say, save your money, I would rather invest, because our counterparts, our Caucasian preachers, they don't live the same way that the black preachers we live, right? So he was saying that the respect level goes up. Why is that?
Let's think about
other than people want to live their life. I get it.
Right.
We see celebrities, we love them, we see them living a life that we wish we lived.
Right.
But why is it that people will overlook the man with the degrees, the man that driving that Ferrari? He that set man.
Right. It's really, man, a mindset. It's really the way we think, the way we view things, our perspective. As a culture, we're not attracted to one that don't have much. One that got it going on, we'll chase that because that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. But it's really the mindset again. All of that stuff means nothing if you don't have what really counts. And so I look at it, man, we chase what we want. We chase what we after. If my pastor driving, you're proud of that. I mean, let's be honest, in the flesh, would you be proud of your pastor riding around the pulpit? His car smoking, you know what I'm saying?
We can talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Or he walking, man, with ran over shoes. That's not,
But it's crazy because that's how the people want the preacher to live.
Yeah, some do.
And then they're going to talk about it.
Some do, yeah.
Right?
If you come too dressed up, you're still in the money. You know what I'm saying? You're this, you're that. You ain't about God. But if you come too lowly, then
too humble.
Yeah, you got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost you can't win for losing type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So with all of that, the new stuff that's going on, what has kept you focused? Right? Because oftentimes I tell people, and I did a video on this last week and we're done. I did a video on this last week. Don't get so complacent of celebrating over a success that you have had when you haven't hit your mark goal yet. So what keeps you focused? Because I'm pretty sure that you have not accomplished what you have set out to accomplish. You have accomplished some great things.
Right.
But what keeps you focused on keep on going for more?
Trying to fulfill every purpose that I have out here.
Love it.
I wanna die empty. As I think I heard Miles Monroe say one time. You got a lot of bright ideas in the grave. You got a lot of success in the grave. When I leave here, I want to be empty. I want to be exhausted of all I've had to share while being here. So what was successful last year, thank God for it. Let's move on to what's going to be great this year.
Love it.
And let's continue to walk.
I love it. So as a singer, One Accord, what's next for you all? New album? New single?
Yeah, we're definitely working on. We just did a live recording last May. And some people are anticipating it, but we're taking our time with it. We're in the studio currently now working on it. And we're still going to be able to do some things and travel. Might not be able to do as much as we were doing, but we're definitely looking forward to putting out new music and keeping our audience and those who support us encouraged by our music.
Love it. And I want to say thank you for being a
guest.
Man.
Appreciate you.
Comfortable.